so much for clicking on this video. Hope you're having an awesome day. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to hang out with me. Today's video is a Team Up Tuesday with my girl, Get This Glowing. And today we are discussing 5 brands that bore us. Kind of feel guilty putting some of these brands on this list, but hear me out. And if you haven't checked out Get This Glowing yet, what are you waiting for? I love her so much. She is so sweet and has very informative videos if you do have mature skin. And she also does a lot of product reviews and unboxings as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe and give this video a like. Let's get into it. These brands aren't in any particular order. Originally I had more than 5 and I wanted to stick with 5. Otherwise it would have been top 10 brands that bore me. So I just wanted to choose these 5 and stick with them. The first brand is Benefit Cosmetics. And there are a handful of products that I do enjoy from Benefit, but when it comes to releasing products, they suck. I guess with all of the makeup releases and kind of being fatigued and kind of over all the releases, it's almost hypocritical to say that they don't release enough, which they don't, but they are very notorious about repackaging existing products or just adding on to existing lines. I can't tell you how many times they have come up with a face palette and put the same damn colors in it. It's a Hoola bronzer with like Dandelion or Rockstar, and then they just change out one shade. Or their professional primer line is a good example. Like they have an illuminating, they have the OG, they just came out with a hydrating, which sucks. Oh, their most recent release that actually was halfway decent was the cookie highlighter, and that's basing it off a swatch. I haven't personally used mine yet. I think Benefit just prides on being known for their brow products and doing their Benefit brow search every single year, which is a fun competition. I have never tried to enter because I already know I'm not good enough and I'm really bad about filling in my brow, so I know I wouldn't even make it. So there's that. Aside from releases, just nothing ever excites me when they do put out a new product. Like they came out with like the Happy or Be Happy foundation, I don't know, something foundation, and it kind of looked cute, but the shade range was just so off-putting. And it said that it was supposed to neutralize with all these different undertones. I didn't buy it. I will say I did purchase it, but I was gonna do a wear test and I never got around doing it. Go figure. For me, they're just a very forgettable brand. But then again, it's also very hard to miss because when you walk into Ulta, they have the huge display and you can get your brows waxed, but it just markets itself as this brow brand and that's about it. They don't come out with any palettes, which is fine. I think there's enough brands out there putting enough palettes as it is. You just don't really hear about them when they put out new products. And then when they do put out a product, it's just kind of like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. The next brand is Bobbi Brown, and it's almost unfair to put this brand on here since I've never used a Bobbi Brown product before. But a lot of it is just so boring. Everything they put out just looks so bland and been there, done that. I have been tempted to buy some of their highlighters, but I don't think it's for the highlighting shade. I think it's for the cool print that the powder is pressed into, and I want that cool design. So I guess it's doing something right, but when you look at the price for $50 for that one little tiny square compact, I'm just like, I'm good. I can either buy, you know, 5 ColourPop ones at $10 a pop, or I can buy one Bobbi Brown one. And their eyeshadows just look so bad. They take the infamous Too Faced and Tarte approach of very neutral palette and pops of blue, which is fine, but when you look at it in Sephora, or I think Belk also carries Bobbi Brown, the palette just looks so messy. And I know that's from people swatching it, but if that's gonna translate how I dip my brush into it, it's just gonna be a huge fallout mess. Which fallout doesn't usually bother me, it's just some palettes get really annoying because I do my foundation first and then I do my eyes and then I finish like the rest of my face makeup, so that's on me. But also when you are playing around in a palette, it kind of gets annoying when there's just spillage into the other pans because of how much fallout there is, and that's where I get annoyed because then you swirl your brush and it kind of ruins the pan of that shade. Maybe that's just me and I'm very messy and hard on my products. Also, I know Bobbi Brown is supposed to be a more luxury brand. I just don't understand the price point behind this brand. It just seems so overpriced for either little product or boring product, and I'm so intrigued to want to try their primer because I hear so many good things about it, but it's $65 and I'm like, damn, I don't think I could spend that much money on it when I can spend $20 on no pore bloom. As I mentioned, I have not tried anything from Bobbi Brown yet, and if you have, definitely let me know in the comments what you have tried, what has worked out for you. Maybe I need to give it a try. Maybe then I would realize that it's justifiable here and there, but just looking at it, I'm just turned off by the price and what products they put out. Next is the brand Stila. I thought Stila was actually doing pretty good back in the day, and then they just fell off the tracks. I remember being in college and they had this beautiful purple purple, green, and blue eyeshadow palettes. And I was always intrigued about what Stila was gonna put out next for an eyeshadow palette. And then they changed to like the gold compacts, kind of like how Milani's palettes are these days. Then they came out with palettes this past year and they just look ugh. And they just look like repackaged shades from previous palettes that they put out years ago into like a more modern packaging, if you will. And I don't know what happens from there. They used to have really good color correcting / CC cream products, and ever since those have fell off of their line, their foundation products just haven't been good. And for me, I'm kind of over the cream glittery liquid eyeshadows that you put on your eyes, and that's why they're all at TJ Maxx these days, because we already have the shades that we want, so stop trying to produce more. I think that trend has set sailed a long time ago. They're a brand that did not have any really exciting holiday releases, and we're approaching the spring releases now, and I haven't really heard anything of them. And it's been a hot minute since I have purchased a Stila product. I used to religiously purchase their retractable liner and liquid liners, and their lipsticks for that matter, and I kind of forget about them because I don't hear about them anymore. It's kind of a brand that's just become forgotten. It makes me kind of sad because their liquid lipsticks are some of my absolute favorites, and the retractable liner, before I started using my dose, I would go through sticks and sticks of it because it used to be an item that went on sale all the time on Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, and I don't even see that making the list anymore. But March is around the corner, and that's usually when 21 Days of Beauty is, so I guess we'll see. Next, I might eat my words after this video because I actually recently purchased from this brand to do a review on, and I haven't gotten around doing it yet, but it is Charlotte Tilbury. I have talked time and time again that Charlotte Tilbury products just don't look exciting to me. They are so neutral and basic that I already have what I need. But here I am with that rationale, and I bought some of the items from the Pillow Talk collection to give it a shot. The other thing that irks me about Charlotte Tilbury is their shade range. I just don't think they do a good enough job. I think they try to be inclusive but go about it in the wrong ways by adding so many really wacky undertones, if that makes sense. And for me, I have medium skin, and I have been struggling trying to shade match. Try shade matching in store and online. Online is going to be a little harder because of the screen. Might be skewing it up a little bit. It's either too yellow or it's too pink. And then the other thing that I kind of get annoyed with, that kind of bores me in a way, is that if you guys remember, KVD Beauty capitalized on Lolita being a very popular liquid lipstick. Then they made Lolita 2. They made it a single eyeshadow, its own dedicated palette. And I think Charlotte Tilbury is piggybacking off the idea by their whole Pillow Talk line. Yes, the same line I purchased to do a review on. I know. It's like, okay, we get it. It was a successful launch of your Pillow Talk lipstick. It's so beloved. Is there really a reason why to make a blush, an eyeshadow palette, an eyeliner, everything in its mother of this one shade? But this Pillow Talk release was new, and I figured, hey, let's give it a shot and see as your first Charlotte Tilbury purchase, which was almost like $200, and I'm like, what? It's like a brand that I really want to try and I want to love because everyone else likes it, and I want to fit in with the cool kids. And then the last brand is Makeup Geek, and I had to put them on this list because I felt like Marlena made such a huge deal about the rebrand, and then it launched, and it was very disappointing to me. I just felt like she just made the pan squared and that was it. I just felt like the packaging and the shades didn't change. The eyeshadows look very muted and dull. I don't know if that's like Makeup Geek's thing, but I would have expected maybe some brighter eyeshadows. I just felt like it does what Benefit does best and just repackages everything. It didn't really rebrand. I thought about getting some of those really big palettes, and I kind of was turned off by the price because it was Natasha Denona level, and I get it because the brand is manufactured in the US. I just couldn't justify that much, but when you break it down, it averages out being about $4 a shade, which is kind of like ColourPop pricing. I was watching Smoky Glow's video, and she bought one of the jumbo palettes, and she was talking about how much waste was generated because he thought the palette was just going to show up like the picture, but she said that each individual shade came in its own packaging and she had to build it herself. I think a lot of influencers are really taking a stand on brands not producing so much waste and making things recyclable. Maybe I'm not gonna get this palette at all because 1, muted, 2, price, 3, a lot of waste. But I got an email from Target saying, hey, Makeup Geek rebrand happening, find it at your local Target store. So I was thinking maybe it's just the computer screen making everything look so dull and muted. So I'm gonna keep an eye out at Target to see some of these eyeshadow quads. I think so many people got it in PR and they raved about it and loved it, but I haven't really been able to come across any reviews of people that actually purchased it. These were the 5 brands that bore me, and it kind of turned into almost irritating me in a way, but I think the two almost went hand in hand. I would love to know what 5 brands bore you and why. Did we have any of the similar brands or different brands? And please don't be offended if these are some of your favorite brands. This is all in good fun, and we all have different preferences when it comes to makeup. And don't forget to check out Get This Glowing for her 5 picks. Also, I have my monthly giveaway currently open right now. If you've already subscribed and entered, don't forget to comment on this video for your additional bonus entry. And if you haven't entered yet, go on ahead and hit subscribe, and there will be a link in the description box to the video of all the other rules how to enter. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and if you don't, I appreciate your view anyways, and I'll see you in the next video.